My next guest is going to be back in action. UFC Fight Night, November 18th. It is Charles Johnson, Energy, back here on the program. Charles, how are you, man?
Doing good, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Now, is Dad Charles Johnson a thing now? Congrats, by the way. This is going to be a big fight for you, just because life's changed a lot outside the cage.
Yeah, man. It's been great. My daughter, she's gonna be coming up on 6 months here, and in between training and being a new dad, it's been excellent.
How's the sleep schedule? I got to ask that. See, when I had my firstborn, I had a good deal with my wife. I get early mornings. I get a little bit into the night, but I get to sleep. How do you work things out?
It's pretty similar because we practice late, so she usually take care of her. She's been phenomenal. She'll make me a small meal because I'm in camp, similar to whatever she eats. And when I get home, I might put the baby to bed if she's up, but she usually goes to bed right around 9:30. She'll sleep through most of the night, wake up maybe a few times for gas or whatever. But for the most part, she's out during the day. It's when in between sessions, I just try to be on hand. But she's done a good job of being able to. If they're not with me, she does a good job. So.
Good. That's great to hear, man. Is this kind of ideal timing, having this fight now before the holidays? Because I'm sure those are times you want to be with your daughter and not be starving yourself during camp, right?
Yeah, but you know me, I like to stay active, and people don't like fighting during the holidays. So all goes well. I'm focused on this fight, winning this fight, and just keeping myself in shape, staying ready for anything. It's a lot of fights out there to be made. Flyweight's a great weight class right now. It's a lot of bodies in there, a lot of new faces, a lot of young guys. So I think it's just a lot of opportunity for people to stake their claim. Top 10 is shuffling around, and we're in a weight class where I feel like almost every unranked fighter can give the ranked fighters a fight. So it's no with our weight class, there are no skill disparages. So on any given night, somebody can pull an upset. So it's a pretty exciting weight class at the moment.
Absolutely. What did you learn the most from that last fight against Cody Durden? I know there's a lot going into that. There was some back and forth, but kind of looking back, what did you take away the most from that fight?
Just be a little more patient, man. I rushed a couple things in there. I was a little more aggressive than normal, and he took advantage of it. And it was the fight that I expected, outside of me losing certain positions. If it's 10 seconds left in the first round, I win that fight, but it's just, be patient, keep guys in front of me. And once again, I can't let guys on my back. These guys are winning these fights, eating up the clock, not necessarily beating me up, but they're winning the competition,
Yeah.
and I'm losing. I'm winning the fight, but I'm losing the competition. So I just need to get back to winning moments.
Let's talk about your opponent here, 11-0. That seems familiar. A couple of fights ago, you were fighting another undefeated guy, and obviously, that's always exciting to be able to hand that fighter their first loss. Estevam, what do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Honestly, I don't know too much. I see that he fights like once a year. He's come from Nova União, BJJ, most likely. Shuto box type style, probably. I know his teammate is the guy who kneebarred Makaya, so I know he has good training partners. And for me, it's just about going in there and performing to the best of my ability. It's not much I can do as far as research. I've seen a couple of his fights, just don't let them on your back and just stay focused on what you're going to do. So I'm very excited about the fight just because I get to fight again for this promotion. And, I look to have a long career with them, so I'm hoping that I put on a really good performance that they're happy with so I can get into a new contract.
Yeah, is this the last fight on the deal?
This is the third fight on this contract. So
right.
Typically they sign after this one, or they let we're going to go different ways.
No, it's a big fight for sure. Yeah, because you always want to renegotiate on the last one.
Rarely they let you fight for the fourth fight, depending on how this one goes. If it's a close fight and they feel like I want it, they might give me another one. But you never know. They're cutting guys on 2 fights nowadays. So, and with things going on with Bellator and other promotions, they're signing a lot of people just trying to add talent. So I do believe that I add a lot to this flyweight weight class, regardless of like my 2 back-to-back losses. One's debatable, the other, Yeah, I lost a decision, but nobody's kicking my ass in there. I'm giving everybody competitive fights, and I'm always a showman. You know, people like to watch me fight. So, if I made a case for myself, you know, I wouldn't see them cutting me. But if they do, you know, it's what it is. Guys playing. You know.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a good way to look at it. Training camp. Who've been some of the main guys helping you get ready for this one?
Well, I just got a lot of different wrestling, a lot of different teammates. You know, as usual, Mondo Gutierrez, Adam, my guy Adam, fights at 145, and I just Freddie Rodriguez. He's a flyweight, undefeated. Just had a fight in LFA, I believe. But it's just we got a lot of young guys, a lot of energetic wrestler type guys, and a few pros. We got a couple undefeated pros, 4-0, 6-1, 6-0, 7-0, something like that. So for me, I got a lot of guys around 135 and 25 to work out with. And it's about having a body and just having people determined. One thing about our practice room right now at Murcielago MMA is everybody in there is working towards something and they're pursuing something and they want more out of the sport, which creates a great culture in the gym.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's good to have that going forward. On that same note, who will be in your corner for this fight?
My corner will be the same as usual. Will be Joaquin Rodriguez, my head coach, my strength and conditioning coach, Justin Hardick, and my jiu-jitsu coach, Brendan Barry. He was in my corner for the fight against Jimmy Flick as well. So hoping bringing the same corner, bring some good energy, get us a finish. You know, love the jiu-jitsu guys. I feel like so. We've been preparing. We feel very confident where I am health wise and where I am just mentally, physically for this fight. The time off gave me time to really just heal up because I was fighting. When I got out of the LFA, I had fought back to back to back in the LFA.
That's
Then
right. Yeah.
I had a few months before Micaiah, but I had an Achilles injury preparing for that fight. And so I just wasn't healthy almost a whole entire. I've been in the UFC. I haven't really been truly healthy. I feel like now my body's had time to rest. You know, and I built up myself into a camp. So I was able to strengthen myself, and now I'm tailoring back for the weight cut. And so I'm just feeling really strong, really energetic, and just excited, man.
Good. That's great. So how's this one playing out on November 18th? How do you see it going down?
Either a first round TKO or second round TKO. Yeah, I don't think that it gets to the third round. If it does, yeah, I'm gonna finish him in the third. I'm finishing this guy 9 times out of 10.
Love it. Love the confidence. What did you think of Francis Ngannou last weekend? That was pretty incredible. Him knocking down Tyson Fury.
I haven't had a chance to actually like sit down and watch the fight. I know we spoke about how we thought it might go, and I remember I gave him a chance, but from what I heard, um, so Clarissa Shields has been training at our gym. Olympic champion, world, the GOAT boxer from Flint, Michigan. She changed and she watched the fight and she gave me her take because I told her I didn't watch the fight. What was your take? And she told me, Francis won that fight, and they, for boxing, he put on for MMA. So I'm excited to go back and watch it. I've only seen moments from the fight.
Well, even so, in that moment, like him even dropping Fury, like how surprised were you by that? I know he's got knockout power, but still, it's boxing and MMA. It is a bit different, right?
It's heavyweight though, and anything can happen, but I didn't see it happening. I saw, in my mind, I thought Tyson would do to Francis what he did to Wilder, kind of weigh on him, get his arms heavy, and then eventually just walk away with a win or drop him and finish the fight. Now, Francis came in phenomenal shape as always. I was more worried about Francis' arms getting tired. This is most he's ever boxed, most he's ever punched. Is it enough time? Will he have the muscle endurance to make it through these rounds and still be able to punch? And sure enough, he did. And so he's different. He proved that he's different, and it's pretty cool to see. It's a pretty cool thing to see.
See there. What did you think of Islam beating Volk a couple weeks ago? That was pretty crazy.
I expected it. I didn't. This was the first time ever I didn't pick Volk. It's just too much to come in on 9 days' notice. Abu Dhabi, 10 days notice, 9 days, whatever. Abu Dhabi, different sleep schedule, different time zone, different weight cut. yeah, it was just too much to overcome. I had him and Kamaru losing. Now Kamaru put up a better fight than I thought he would. I thought Kamaru might have got finished, and I thought that Alex was gonna go all five, and it was the other way around. So I think I would be very excited to see would have that went to a draw to see Hamza and Kamaru get a 5 round main event. I think that's what Hamza needs, so people could see like 5 rounds. Is he ready for a title shot? That would have been very interesting. I think it happens anyway, but it would have been nice to see that against Kamaru. And
Yeah,
then the Volk one, it sucks, like because I'm a huge fan, but I'm a fan of both. I was there when they were both on the mats in Thailand at Tiger Muay Thai, and so I knew that it's the first fight. I knew that it was going to be a great fight, and they both had grown since then, and so this one I just knew that it was just going to be a lot to overcome.
for sure. And we're looking forward to your fight, man. November 18th, UFC Fight Night. Doesn't get much better than this. Charles, as
Yeah,
always, thank you for the time. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
yeah. Spooky season, baby. It's November 18th. We're in the Apex once again. So ESPN Plus, make sure y'all tune in. And thank you as always to Simmons Academy of Wrestling for allowing us a facility to work out of. My head coach, Mercy Lago, all my teammates, and Justin Hardick, HBI.